is Friday. Woohoo! It's Friday, the 8th of January, 2016, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Pat Garner.
And I hope you're doing well today. And Pat, it's your last day with us if Kate gets back. Of course, if
She will.
If Kate doesn't get back,
Then I'll be here.
then she'll be here. Thank you very much. Now, that's dedication. I love it. Thank you very much. Now, Pat's been with the county for a number of years in various capacities. You were in the finance department, but now you're over here with us in public affairs.
Yes.
Woo-hoo. And she's doing a great job, too, by the way. Keeping us straight, which is a job in itself, right?
Yes, it is.
Stop that. Anyway, we're glad you're with us today. Glad you're with us, and it is Friday, and there's a lot of things going on, and a couple of things going on. Something going on tomorrow about brain injury. What is that?
Yes. There's a new support group that's coming to Waynemore Hospital, and it is concerning brain injury. And you can get brain injury from different things.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
I mean, it can be from an accident. You can have a fall, assaults. It can come from heart attacks. So there's different.
You know, I bet people didn't realize you could actually have brain injury. Your brain can be damaged from a heart attack.
And strokes.
And strokes.
And
Think
strokes.
about that.
Yep.
So this is a new support group,
Yes.
and they will be meeting.
At Waynemore Hospital in the cafeteria. Yes, dining room number 4.
Okay.
And it starts at 10 to 11:30
Is that tomorrow morning?
tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, 10 to 11:30.
Yes. And after tomorrow's meeting, they will meet on the second Saturday of each month from
Okay.
10 to 11:30.
This is very important. A lot of people suffer brain injury for various reasons. As you heard Pat mention, a lot of different reasons can cause a brain injury. This is very important. Now, Pierre Tarrant, who is with Renew Life here in Goldsboro, I've known Pierre a number of years, and my good friend has a brother who has had a brain injury as a child, and he's one of the finest people I know, and he's a good friend. So he has taught me some things about brain injury, and I want you to know about it as well. If you don't know about it, or if you do know about it, this is a good meeting, a good support group that you need to be going to, whether you are need information about brain injury, if you know someone with a brain injury, or if you indeed are yourself a victim of brain injury. Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, Wayne Memorial Hospital in the cafeteria, dining room number 4.
4, yes.
All right, dining room 4. And there is an outside entrance into the cafeteria. You don't have to go into the hospital. It's near the parking lot there in the front of the hospital. You can park at the parking lot and have access to the cafeteria from the outside.
Yes.
Okay. I hope you're able to go to that. Well, let's see. Today is January 8th. Birthdays today include a fellow by the name of Larry Storch. He's one of those guys, if you don't know the name, you'd know him if you saw him. He was on, first thing that comes to mind is F Troop. He was Corporal Agarn on the funny, hilarious TV show F Troop, he and Forrest Tucker. Larry Storch is 92 today. And also a fellow by the name of Bob Eubanks. Now, Bob Eubanks was he's done a lot of game shows. He was known for game shows. I think, gee whiz, what was the name of the program where a Newlywed Game? There you go, the Newlywed Game, and a bunch of other stuff too. Bob Eubanks is 77 today. Stephen Hawking is a writer and a scientist, and he is 73, believe it or not, as is Yvette Mimieux. Yvette Mimieux, the lovely Francais lady, is 73 as well today. David Bowie is 68 today. David Bowie, the English singer, songwriter, and all that. Doesn't look a day over 67 and a half, though. I'll give him that. Also a birthday today for Gabby Hoffman. She is an actress. She's done a lot of stuff as a child actor and grew up, and she's still acting, but she was in Field of Dreams. She was the stubborn little child girl in Uncle Buck. You remember that? You know, okay, never mind. Anyway, she was in the movie Now and Then and in the movie Volcano. She is 33 today. But, big birthday today for, and I normally do not read birth anniversaries of those who have passed on. But today is January 8th. And if you're a fan, you know whose birthday this is. Today is Elvis's birth anniversary. Elvis Presley's birth anniversary is January 8th. And today he would have been 80 years of age. No truth to the rumor. He's working at a Texaco station down on East Ash Street. Okay? No, he's out in Arizona somewhere now. But guitarist, actor, and all that. Of course, you know he died in '77, back in 1977. Yes, I am a fan. Big fan of Elvis Presley. All right. What else do we have? Today is the 8th, and that means today is Bubble Bath Day.
Bubble bath?
Bubble bath. So if you have a bubble, clean it. Give it a bath. Maybe that's not what it means. Okay, if you don't have a bubble, it's okay. All right, let's go to our trivia question for today. We're asking trivia questions, and in the first segment, we will give you the answer in the second segment. Here's a 2-for-1 question. In fact, I'll ask 2 questions today and give you the answers here shortly. Well, no, actually, I think I'll stay the same height. I'll just give you the answer here in a while. Featured in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You remember that movie? Devil's Tower National Monument. Picture that in your mind. You know, it's a big, right. Devil's Tower National Monument is in what state? Think about it. In what state is the Devil's Tower National Monument featured in the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind? And the second question is, the first shots of the Civil War were fired at what fort, which is now a national monument? Now you should know this one. At what fort were the first shots of the Civil War, which wasn't really a civil war, fired? And I'll explain it's not really a civil war in a moment. But that's the trivia questions for today. Okay? Okay.
Let's go to our next segment.
Are we ready for that? Okay, good. Today we're at the Board of Elections office here on South William Street in Goldsboro, and we're talking with Beverly York. Beverly, what do you do for the Board of Elections?
I'm the Deputy Director of the Board of Elections.
You've been here a while, haven't you?
I have. I started here in the office in 2012.
Wow, so very good. And the Board of Elections office here on South William Street, what do you feel? I know you get all kinds of phone calls and all kinds of questions, and this is probably one of the more interesting yet misunderstood offices of the county.
Yes.
Is the Board of Elections. What are some of the questions you may get that just kind of might interest people?
Well, we don't only work on elections on election day, which a lot of people think. There's a lot of administrative work. There are over 72,000 voters in Wayne County, and it's a huge responsibility keeping all of our information current, up to date, so that on election day things run as smoothly as possible.
Yes. Yes, you are here all the time. It's not only on election day, as you say. We have a primary, some primaries coming up. First of all, I wanted to ask you about voting. Now, there's different ways to vote. Of course, you can go to the polls and vote on election day.
Absolutely.
There is a way that that you can vote early, which is actually counted as what is the term I'm looking for?
We call that our one-stop or early voting
That's
period.
it. That's
yes,
it.
And it begins for the primary on March 3rd. It runs March 3rd through March 12th.
Okay.
And we will have 4 locations around the county for early voting.
4 locations?
Yes.
For the primary?
Yes.
And what's the primary date?
The primary date is March 15th.
March 15th.
Tuesday.
Okay. Early voting starts March 3rd.
3rd.
At 4 locations in the county.
Yes.
Of course, we'll tell you in a few minutes how you can find out where those locations are.
Yes.
The other way is by absentee ballot.
Absentee mail-in ballots, and those will be available beginning the 25th of January. And so if you prefer to mail in your ballot, you can take advantage of that.
All right. All right. Then there's something that may not be understood as well would be what's called a provisional ballot. Now, what is a provisional ballot? What does that mean? How's it handled?
Yes, a provisional ballot is completed when a voter presents to vote and their records either have not been updated or if they've recently moved, and there's some question about their eligibility to vote perhaps in that precinct or a certain type of ballot. But we never want to turn away a voter, so our fail-safe method for making sure everyone gets to cast a vote is through a provisional ballot. That ballot comes back to our office, and our board members actually review each one individually. and make a determination based on the information we get when that person completes their provisional ballot, makes a determination on the eligibility of that voter to vote. And every voter who votes a provisional ballot is given information on how to track it, to find out how that ballot was handled, and the final outcome.
That's excellent.
Yes, it is. It's a way, as we said, we never want to turn a voter away.
Right. And this year is a presidential election. Also this year will be the first year that a photo ID will be required.
Yes, yeah, and we are in the process, and we'll be doing special training for all of our precinct officials on how to handle the new voter ID questions, how to handle any issues. There will be a lot of training, and we're doing outreach also to the community. On our website, we will have information. We have cards that will explain what type of ID is acceptable, how you get ID if you don't currently have, for example, a driver's license, which is what most people will use as their photo ID. But we'll have information on how to get other forms of picture ID that will be acceptable on Election Day.
One way of doing that is to get an ID that I happen to talk a lot about. There's many different ways you can do this. Many forms are acceptable. One way would be to go to the Highway Patrol Station and get an identification card.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't cost anything.
There is a no-fee ID that you can get through DMV, through the patrol, as you said. So we want to make that, available to everyone.
And I want to point out that in days to come, we'll be talking with Beverly and with Dane and other folks with the Board of Elections office about the elections and what you can do to make your election experience a pleasant one. In fact, it is a pleasant thing to do. It's your right as an American citizen to vote. It's a privilege and a right at the same time. So you need to take it seriously. You need to do your homework and study the candidates. Don't just take somebody else's word for it. Would you say?
Absolutely. An informed voter is one who really has a say in the future of this county and of this country. So we try to make information available, for example, through voter ID. We invite people to call our office if they have questions about it, because we look forward to speaking with our voters and making sure they are prepared and equipped to cast their ballot on election day.
Exactly right, Beverly. And again, we'll be going over a lot of this in days and weeks to come. But the real reason I'm here today is to ask for help. We're looking for people to volunteer as poll workers. Now, what does a poll worker do?
Yes, we are looking for poll workers. Our poll workers do a variety of things, and it depends really on what position you have in the polling place. But typically, a poll worker works a very long day. Our polls open at 6:30 in the morning, and they're open until 7:30 at night. And part of the process, of course, is to process each voter as they come in to the polling place to vote. And that will include things like getting the information from the voter, their name and address. We talked about this time around, we'll also have voter ID requirements, making sure the voter is presented with the proper ballot, answering any questions they may have, making sure each ballot reaches a tabulator and that the vote is cast without any issues or problems. We talked about provisional ballots. If there are issues, we do use that as a method. But it's an interesting day. Our poll workers tell us it can be a fun day. We have good teams of people working in each one of our 30 precincts. We have 30 voting precincts in Wayne County. And it's a long, full day, but it is rewarding and it is well worth the time. And right now we are recruiting new poll workers, and we're looking especially for people who have experience with computers, who are comfortable using laptop computers to either input or search for voters as they present to vote, feel comfortable doing work with the computers, who work well with other people, who can do it in an impartial manner and fair manner of handling all of our voters who come in, who can spend the day with, as I said, a good team of people. And At the end of the day, we have closing procedures. The chief judge is the person in the precinct who directs all the work that's done there. So they would be working with the chief judge and other judges in the precinct to do really whatever, comes up during the day in the process of handling our voters.
Well, I'll tell you, Beverly, my experience with Wayne County's system has been very pleasant. I don't think I've ever seen a problem occur while I was in line to vote. Although I'm sure it has happened at times, but I would have to say that the volunteers that you have as poll workers, they just do a great job. They're well organized, and this is something that requires extreme detail work. You have to really know and pay attention and concentrate on what you're doing. So it can be rewarding. It can be fun as long as you make it that way, and you can make it that way. But if someone is interested in becoming a volunteer poll worker, what would they have to do?
They can contact our office. They can call. We have our website, waynegov.com, which is the county's website, /BOE will take you directly to the Board of Elections. And if you go to our website, there is a page that explains what the requirements are to be. You do have to be a registered voter in Wayne County to be a poll worker, and there are a few other requirements, and we have all that on our website. And we also have the form on our website that you can complete and either mail it back to us, bring it in, fax it, whatever works for you, get that form back to us. We consider every application. As I said, now we're really looking for people who are a bit computer savvy, but also if you're flexible in that we try to place our poll workers in their home precinct, the voting precinct where they're assigned, but it doesn't always happen that way. So if you have some flexibility and are willing to work outside of your home precinct, that helps. But they'll just need to get in touch with us and let us know that they're interested, and I can give them more details about what to expect and what the day would be like for them. But we'd love to hear from anyone who has considered or would like to be a poll worker.
Okay, so that web address again is www.waynegov.com/BOE for Board of Elections, BOE, right?
Correct. That's
Beverly,
correct.
thank you so much. I'm looking forward to a great election year, and it's really going to be interesting.
Thank you. We are too. We're very excited about it.
Thank you. Beverly York is the Assistant Director here for the Board of Elections of Wayne County. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Right.
And again, we welcome Sergeant Paige Leonard, Coordinator for Crime Stoppers, to the studio. And thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Great. Okay, we have a robbery to talk about, don't we?
We do.
All right, what's going on? We have pictures running behind us here, by the way.
Yeah,
what's
we
going on?
we actually have some good pictures, so I feel confident somebody out there will see these pictures and will help us identify this suspect. But on December 10th at about 8:15, we had a individual go into the Family Dollar, which is at 1403 Wayne Memorial Drive here in
Right.
town in Goldsboro. He had a knife and he robbed the store and the employees of some currency and some toothpaste, which is an unusual combination, but he did present a knife, and
We
we're
have some
hoping
pictures here. We're going to
Yeah.
put those up there.
we have some good surveillance photos, and we're
Yeah,
hoping that the public's going to take a look
There he
at
is.
these. This is a black male. He's approximately 5'9", slender build. He was wearing a white T-shirt and a black hoodie. And again, I said, he stole some currency. We were fortunate to have the Wayne County Sheriff's Department actually aided the Goldsboro Police Department this night with their canine unit to assist in some tracking.
Right.
Unfortunately, we did not catch the suspect this night on December 10th, but we are hoping that somebody out there is taking a look at this and is going to give us a call, give us an idea who this may be, and help us solve this case.
This has been about 3 weeks ago when this
That's
happened.
right.
and,
This was December the 10th.
looking at the pictures, you see a pretty clear picture of his face
That's
there.
right.
Even though the black hoodie is covering his head,
Yeah.
you see him. You can get a good look at him. And December 10th is a while back, and he
Right.
stole items and currency.
Right.
Now, if someone recognizes this guy and they want to call, but they're afraid of being put in a position to testify. They're afraid of people knowing and finding out who they are. What happens here? What are we talking about?
Well, it's a simple process. I say this each time. All they have to do is call the Crime Stoppers phone. It's that 735-225 number, or they can text that phone, which is that 222-4230 number.
Right.
It's blocked so that I can't see their name or their number. At any time, I'm never going to ask for their name or their number.
Okay.
They can give us the information if they're more comfortable calling or if they're more comfortable texting. If it's their information that leads to the arrest, then they're eligible for a cash reward. This is obviously a felony case. What they'll do is check back in with me, and if in the future, if we do make an arrest, then they'll meet up with me. I'll give them a cash reward. They'll never have to sign anything. They do not have to produce their ID. We'll set up a code name. I'll give them a cash reward, and that is the end of the exchange that we have. So it's a simple process.
The evidence speaks for itself.
Right.
The evidence is evidence.
Right.
And if someone calls in a tip, you don't have to know who they are. You don't want to know who they are.
Right.
It protects them. It protects you as well.
That's right. That's the whole purpose of having the anonymity.
Right. Now you see the phone numbers scrolling at the bottom of the screen there. The number 919-735-2255 or 919-222-4230. That's the text number.
Right.
You can text, and your phone blocks the names and all that. You don't have any idea who these people
That's
are.
right. Yeah. I sometimes I like to try to remind the public. Sometimes they'll, out of habit, leave me their name or number, and I try to remind people, try not to leave me your name or your phone number. It's our practice not to call you back. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know your number. Hopefully, I'm at a spot that I can answer your phone call and I'm not on the other line, because that means I can't identify you. So I don't want you to leave me this contact information.
Now you answer the phone.
Right.
You answer 735-2255.
That's right.
And an identifier does not pop up on your screen.
Right.
And once you answer the phone, then they can talk to you about the tip.
That's
and
right.
you can set up a code name. Now, if you can't answer the phone, they should hang up and try later.
They can hang up. Now, they can leave me a message because people leave me messages often.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people want to just leave a message, and I will still take that information and I'll provide it to the appropriate agency if that's all they want to do. And they can leave their code name and set up a code name and say, hey, this is my code name, and this is what I'm going to go by. And then they can call back and check in with me.
Okay.
So if it's a time that they miss me, that's okay. That happens often too. They just need to call back again. They just need to, it is one line, so sometimes I might be at the courthouse, I might be here at Channel 10 doing something, I might be away from the phone, so they can certainly call back.
Okay. Sergeant Paige Lerner of Crime Stoppers. Again, the number 919-735-2255 or 919-222-4230. And I appreciate your coming in. Let's see if we can get this guy off the street.
We appreciate you having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are back on this Friday here on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Thank you for being with us. And by the way, if you have a friend and they don't have any idea what you're talking about, when you say, yeah, I watched this weird guy and this pretty girl on Channel 10, and they don't know what you're talking about, just say, yeah, we got Wayne Goldsboro Television right here. In fact, I ran into someone the other day who was new to the area, and they said, you mean we got a TV program from Wayne County, right here in Wayne County? I said, yes. And can I get fries with that? I said. But anyway, I said yes, and that's exactly what happened. But I said yes. I said it originates in the courthouse. I said it's on Time Warner Cable, Channel 10. It's a collaboration between the city and the county. We cover both the city and the county, and we originate in the courthouse, and we run 5 days a week, and we've got all kinds of good information for you here. So now she's a new viewer. So hi. All right, so we want you to tell your neighbors about it as well. We also run on Channel 99 for UVerse, AT&T UVerse, which is also a supplier in this area of cable television. AT&T UVerse, Channel 99. You go to 99 on UVerse and you scroll down. Oh, there we are, right there, Channel 99, Wayne Goldsboro Television. And we would appreciate that very much. And if you have any questions, suggestions, ideas, or if you just want me to be quiet, send me an email at wayne.alley. Thank you very much. There it is right there. You see it right there. wayne.alley@waynegov.com. And Kate, who's on assignment this week, her email address is Kate D, Kated, at waynecountychamber.com. And of course, if you don't want to talk to either one of us, you could email Pat.
At pat.garner@wanegov.com.
Pat.garner@wanegov.com.
Yes.
All right. All right. Now, did we want to mention?
But what time do we air on our TV? You
I didn't
tried to-
mention that.
No, you didn't.
All right. See, I'm glad you're here. I'm really glad you're here. This show airs at 7 a.m. on those channels, 10 and 99. And then again, it repeats at noon, which is 12 o'clock most places, at noon o'clock, and then again at 5:30 p.m. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday.
Good deal.
Thank you. Now, what was I saying?
You were going to do?
Oh, the trivia answers. Yes. Featured in the Close Encounters of the Third Kind movie, Devil's Tower National Monument is in what state? The answer is Wyoming. Number 2. First shots of the Civil War, which weren't really a civil war, were fired at what fort, which is now a national monument? The answer is Fort Sumter. Fort Sumter. And why was it not a civil war? Simply because if you look up Civil War, definition of Civil War, that is a war between two factions that are going after the government. The government. And during our war between the states, or the War of Northern Aggression, in the early 1860s, nobody was after, there was a separation of states. Somebody wanted to start the Confederacy, and the Union didn't want to separate. So there was no civil war there. They were actually trying to separate. The Confederacy was seceding from the Union, which they, in fact, constitutionally had a right to do. Now, there'll be a lot of people who would argue that point, but if you look it up, constitutionally they did have that option. Anyway, I won't get into that. We'll get Randy Salzman here to
There
explain
you
that
go.
to us, okay?
There you go.
All right, there you go. Or Kurt Keller.
Yep.
Okay. Very good. Anyway, we're going to do this again Monday.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
We got a reminder.
Oh, we got a reminder. Thank you for reminding me of the reminder.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
From 10 to 11:30.
Yes, yes.
At the hospital.
Yes.
In dining room number 4.
Yes.
It's the new support group talking about brain injuries.
Oh, yes. Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, Wayne Memorial Hospital.
Yes.
Access from the outside of the hospital, right there from the parking lot, right?
Yes.
Let me take a look at this
Dining
thing right
room
here.
number 4.
You mentioned several ways that people could receive brain injury. Brain injuries may occur as a result of motor vehicle accidents, or falls, or assaults, or heart attacks, or strokes, or poisonings, or percussive attacks, where the brain is shaken, plus many other reasons can cause brain injury. Now, it is a problem. It is a big problem, and some people, for some reason, just want to ignore this. Well, that is just wrong. That just makes no sense at all. Pardon me, I'm going to get on my soapbox here. That is just wrong. Come on now. Straighten up. And if you have an interest, if you're curious, it's only an hour and a half. It's at the hospital in dining room number 4 at Wayne Memorial Hospital tomorrow morning beginning at 10 o'clock. All right, they'd love to see you over there.
That's right. And before we go, Board of Elections
Oh, yeah,
is
that's
also, we know our elections is coming up, and the Board of Elections is asking or looking for registered voters that are in Wayne County to be poll workers.
Poll workers, that's an important position. Poll workers need help at the polls come election time in November. Well, we got March coming. We got our primaries coming up.
March.
They're going to need poll workers right away.
Yes.
All right, for the primaries.
Yes. And you can contact Beverly York at 731-1411.
Very good. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. And remind you right now, we'll be back in here Monday morning at 7, at noon, at 5:30. Hope you're able to join us at that time. In the meantime, have a great weekend. Get out and do something. Enjoy yourself. That's what weekends are for, right?
Right.
Right. So until Monday morning, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Pat Garner.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.